Thank you.
I'll pass it off to Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI Special Agent in charge of the San Francisco office, Craig Fair.
My name is Craig Fair. I'm the Special Agent in charge of the San Francisco Division of the FBI here in the Bay Area. On behalf of the FBI, I would like to express our condolences to the families of the victims, to the VTA family, and to the city of San Jose in the wake of this tragic crisis, of which the FBI is no stranger to responding to. The FBI is assisting the city of San Jose, the San Jose Police Department, and the Santa Clara Sheriff's Office in this investigation. They are lead. We are providing assistance in the form of evidence response and recovery. We are flying national assets from Quantico, Virginia. We will be providing ballistics, technical forensic equipment and analysis. We will be bringing teams in from other divisions throughout the FBI to assist in the analysis of the crime scene. That is going to take some time. It is complex. We are very deliberate. We are required to map, catalog evidence, and that is going to take some time, and I'm asking your patience in that process. We are also providing victim assistance, victim services during this crisis to help families heal in the wake of this. We will be here as long as needed and to continue to provide that assistance. I would also like to commend the first responders, the officers who went in at their own peril to assist in taking out victims from that crime scene. Thank you very much.
Special Agent, could you describe a little bit how complex this is? It looks like it's multiple buildings. You're already starting to map it. I see some of that. This is you're talking multiple locations, right?
It is multiple locations. It is, as I said, it's a very sizable crime scene. We are currently in there looking at how we need to go and how we need to process that. That is also going to take some time before we actually start processing this.
Any idea how long? Days?
Potentially looking at days, but I don't want to get into that right now, Stephen.
Pass it off to Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms ATF Assistant Special Agent in charge, Joshua Jackson.
Good afternoon. My name is Joshua Jackson. I'm the Assistant Special Agent in charge with the ATF San Francisco Field Division. ATF definitely wants to express our deepest condolences to the victims who lost their lives, were injured, the families and friends of those individuals, as well as the community at large who are suffering at this time. ATF is here supporting this investigative effort, as well as providing all of our experts in firearms, arson, explosives, to include our certified fire investigators, our certified explosives specialists, as well as our explosive detection canines. In addition to our personnel, we're also providing firearm ballistics information and resources related to our National Integrated Ballistic Information Network, NIBIN, as well as tracing. ATF is committed to reducing violent crime throughout all the communities that we serve throughout the United States, and we're committed to see this one through, supporting our investigative partners here in this investigative team. Thank you.
Joshua, can you talk about the different dogs? We've seen like all kinds. They have different specialties. Can you talk about that?
I can comment on the ATF explosive detection canines that we have. Currently, we have 5 ATF explosive detection canines that have been deployed to support investigative efforts, and those canines are being deployed on the scene right now.
Talk about the importance of NIBIN in this case.
NIBIN is important as far as it provides ATF and our investigative resources the ability to be able to trace firearms and ballistics evidence, to link it to other firearm crimes or other crimes that might be involved. It's not to say that the evidence here has not been processed for NIBIN yet. The crime scene is still being processed as we speak. Evidence is still being taken into custody. That will take place at a later date. Thank you.
You will use NIBIN, is that correct?
So we're going to pass it off next to San Jose Police Department Chief Anthony Mata.
Good afternoon. I want to extend my sincerest condolences to the victims,
family, and our community. There's no doubt that the courageous acts of our men and women at the San Jose Police Department saved lives and helped rescue the over 40 employees that were present at this facility. Again, I'm extremely proud at the partnership that we have with our Sheriff's Department, the Fire Department, our federal partners, again, to limit the loss and the tragedy that has occurred today. We are here to support our community, our families, and our law enforcement partners as we help them with their investigation. Thank you for your continued support of the San Jose Police Department and of all law enforcement here in the county.
Next, I'm going to introduce the San Jose Fire Department Chief, Robert Sapien Jr.
Good afternoon. My name is Robert Sapien, San Jose Fire Department Fire Chief. This morning at about 6:30 a.m., three significant incidents unfolded that required us to mobilize all of our on-duty available resources. Unfortunately, the second of those events was the younger incident where our personnel were dispatched to an emergency medical services call. And ultimately, we learned it was this active shooter event. Our personnel very quickly employed their training and equipment, which allows them to tactically integrate with law enforcement officers. In today's event, there is some relief in reporting to you that the operations could not have gone more efficiently or effectively. The training that our firefighters receive in cooperation with our law enforcement partners allows them to treat trauma victims as quickly as possible, to give them their best.
South Bay Labor Council. We are here with all the working men and women in Santa Clara County to stand with our ATU brothers and sisters. Today is about supporting victims. It's about sending love and support to everyone who came to work this morning intending on serving the public and ended up not going home. It's unacceptable, and what we're asking for right now is for there to be respect and love that's dedicated and shown to all of these workers. They need money, they need support, and we need to make sure that their families are also being respected in terms of giving them their space to mourn. So thank you so much for the opportunity to make sure that all of our workers have the opportunity to let you know that when you go to work, you should be able to go back safely, and that right now we're going to be making sure that as a family we're taking care of each other. Thank you very much.
I just would like to close by saying this is an active Sheriff's Office investigation, and we will continue to provide you updates. But again, the deputy sheriffs from the Sheriff's Office, the officers from San Jose Police Department ran into the building while shots were being fired, and I know that it saved many lives. Thanks to the fire department also being part of our active shooter protocol and our rescue team. So we had some heroics that I think resulted in a diminished loss of life. You know, we're real proud of the people who serve in this county and that responded to this incident. And we will take some questions, and you can direct the questions at any of the speakers if you would like.
Can you please explain, even in general terms, where the fatalities were located? Were they all located inside a building on a particular level? If you can explain what that building was used for as well.
So in regards with fatalities and locations, like I was saying earlier, it's still preliminary at this point. So one, we have to get the sheriff's office bomb squad in there to clear the area for investigators to go in and conduct their investigation. So this is going to be a very timely and methodical situation. So it's going to take a lot of time. So I don't have that information at this point.
All the bodies were found inside a facility in a building or outdoors?
It's within that facility area. I don't have those answers at this point. It's still preliminary.
Indoors or outdoors?
It can be either. I don't have that information at this point. It's still preliminary.
Was anybody, when you talk about not yet, including the shooter, were there others that were wounded?
So, on top of the fatalities that I mentioned, there is one person at a local trauma hospital that is listed in critical condition at this point.
Was the shooter an legal gun owner, and can you say what the weapon was that he used?
Right now, I don't have that information in regards with what weapon was used in that information.
So are there bodies that are still inside the facility that you have not been able to recover and remove yet? And is that why there has been some delay in definitively telling family members what's happened to loved ones that they can't get in contact?
Yeah, so we have investigators on scene with the Santa Clara County Coroner's Office right now. So they're doing their investigation to follow up, see what they have, and also contact the next of kin. And we just want to make sure we ensure the privacy for the family and loved ones that were involved in this situation.
Were there any weapons recovered from the house?
I'm sorry?
Were there any weapons recovered from the house?
That's still ongoing. Weapons regarding with the suspect's house, we don't have that information right now. It's still ongoing in that case.
What is the connection between the fire and his house and the shooting? Did the fire erupt before he left to go to?
So I know there's some speculation saying there's a house fire within the city of San Jose and then something involvement with this. Again, we're using the investigators to determine if there is any type of connection to that case, but right now it's still preliminary and ongoing. Yes, sir.
Can you confirm more victims were found at the gunman's home?
I don't have that information at this point, so in regards with the house fire. Any other questions?
Were discovered or indicated by an explosive detecting dog in the building?
Correct. So there's an explosives detection dog, an EOD dog is what we call, that detected on a suspicious device. Immediately we activated the Santa Clara County Sheriff's Office bomb squad, and they're going to use their protocol and pretty much canvass that whole area to ensure that it's safe for our investigators to go in and conduct their investigation at that point. So it's going to be a very timely, methodical. We're going to be there throughout the night to clear every room and every crevice of that building. We know that is a very big building, and we're going to use everything because we want to ensure the safety for the deputies and investigators and everyone else around, that it's clear and safe in that case.
Are they just searching the building, or will they also search the light rail trains, tracks, the area around?
We're going to search everywhere. We're going to do everything in all due for us, and we're going to use all the resources that we have, and that's why we have multiple surrounding law enforcement agencies here, including federal agencies, to assist us with this investigation. I don't know if it was a drive-by, it was a passerby or somebody inside the building that called 911, but it got received to us at 6:34 this morning. I don't know if they're in the same place. I know that they were employees. I'll tell you that the suspect that was deceased is an employee from VTA. One more question, then we're going to wrap it up.